Good morning, friends. It's Miss Nolan, and we are back for our very last reading lesson together. I'm super sad that it's our last one, but I hope you've had so much fun learning and reading with me. And today we're going to go out with a bang, and we are having a fiesta today, all right? A little party for our last day together, all right? You ready to get started? Good. All right, so we have been talking about, for the past week, we've been talking about a new skill, which was author's purpose, being able to determine the reason that an author writes a story. Does anybody remember the 3 different reasons an author might write a story? We've learned about 3 of them. What are they? Yes, to persuade, inform, or entertain. Remember P-I-E, pie. That's a way that we can remember it. Persuade, inform, or entertain, right? And so far we read a book to persuade us. Remember we read the book about the pterodactyl. Can I please bring my pterodactyl to school? We read that one. And then last week on Thursday, we read an informational story about hurricanes. Okay, so we can mark that off our list. Persuade, check, inform, check. So there's one more type of story that we need to read. What is that? Yes, a story that entertains us, okay, just for fun, right? That keeps our attention and that we really enjoy. So today we are going to be reading a story that will entertain us. And our story today is called Dragons Love Tacos. Do you love tacos? Yes, me too. Okay, so before we get started reading, though, I want to talk about 2 things. The first thing we're going to talk about, and it's something that you have probably done a little bit of, you've learned a little bit about so far with distance learning, is adjectives. Okay, I know that was a big 2nd grade skill that that Miss Nolan has been teaching on her during all of this distance learning. So one thing we're going to talk about is an adjective. Do you know what an adjective is? Yes, so an adjective is a word that describes a noun. Do you know what a noun is? A person, place, or thing. Do that with me. Person, place, or thing. Yes, so that's a noun, and an adjective is a word that describes a noun. And authors use adjectives in their writings, in their stories, to really help bring the story to life, okay? And you can also use adjectives because guess what? Reading goes along with writing, just like writing goes along with reading, okay? In order to be a really good writer, you need to use adjectives. And when you're reading, you also come across adjectives in your stories, okay? See how they kind of go hand in hand? So in our story today, Dragons Love Tacos, the author uses tons of adjectives, all right? And so what I want you to do today is we have like this little challenge thing going on. So if you hear an adjective in the story, all right, I want you to email it to MCPSSTV, okay? So make sure you email an adjective from our story, and that way you can be entered to win a prize, okay? Like a Chick-fil-A, I think it's like a Chick-fil-A gift card or a t-shirt or something like that. So make sure every time you hear an adjective, okay, or just pick a couple in the story that you hear and email it to MCPSSTV, all right? So also when we're done reading our story, we also are I've got some little tacos here on the board with some comprehension questions in there. Because remember, we have to be thinking while we're reading. So when I'm done, I'm going to ask you some comprehension questions as well. Okay? All right, so be listening for some spicy adjectives that you hear in our story. And then also every time, here's another little something fun for you. Every time you hear an adjective, okay, I want you to do this. Like spicy, right? Okay, if something's really spicy. So every time you hear an adjective, I want you to do that, okay? Not like, no, you got to make it fun. You got to be theatrical. Spicy adjective, all right? All right, so Dragons Love Tacos by Adam Rubin. And this, I know you are going to love this story. And be thinking about the author's purpose as well. Hey, kid. Did you know that dragons love tacos? They love beef tacos and chicken tacos. They love really big, gigantic tacos and tiny little baby tacos as well. Did you hear any adjectives on that page? Something that describes, so if a taco is a thing, right? What words did the author use to describe the tacos? Big, gigantic, that's right, and little baby. Why do dragons love tacos? Maybe it's the smell from the sizzling pan. Sizzling, right? Maybe it's the crunch of the crispy tortillas. Maybe it's a secret. Either way, if you want to make friends with dragons, tacos are key. Hey dragon, why do you guys love tacos so much? Don't forget, every time you hear an adjective, and be emailing those adjectives to MCPSS TV. But wait, as much as dragons love tacos, they hate spicy salsa even more. They hate spicy green salsa and spicy red salsa. They hate spicy chunky salsa and spicy smooth salsa. If the salsa is spicy at all, dragons can't stand it. Ugh. Do you like spicy things? I don't. I'm kind of like a dragon, I guess. Why do dragons hate spicy salsa? Well, just one drop of hot sauce makes a dragon's ears smoke. Just one single speck of hot pepper makes a dragon snort sparks. Spicy salsa gives dragons the tummy troubles. And when dragons get the tummy troubles, oh boy, do we want a dragon to get tummy troubles? No, we don't. If you want to make tacos for dragons, keep the toppings mild. The word mild means not too much, just the right amount. Tomatoes, lettuce, cheese. These are all good toppings for tacos for dragons. So keep it simple, just lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese. Hey dragon, how do you feel about spicy taco toppings? Spicy, hot. Ooh, how does it look like he feels? Bleh, not so good, huh? Dragons love parties. They like costume parties and pool parties. They like big, gigantic parties with accordions and tiny little parties with charades. Why do dragons love parties? Maybe it's the conversation. Maybe it's the dancing. Maybe it's the comforting sound of good friends' laughter. So dragons love parties. What do you think their favorite type of party is? Maybe a taco party. The only thing dragons love more than parties or tacos is taco parties. Taco parties are parties with lots of tacos. If you want to have some dragons over for a taco party, you'll need buckets of tacos, pant loads of tacos. Look, there's some pants over here in my picture that's stuffed with tacos. The best way to judge is to get a boat and fill the boat with tacos. That's about how many tacos dragons need for a taco party. After all, dragons love tacos. Hey dragon, are you excited for the big taco party? He is marking his calendar, and he even has a little invitation over here that says, "You're invited. Taco party for dragons at Robbie's house, November 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. And he is ready. He's putting it on his calendar. Do you think he's going to miss this taco party? No way. Just remember, dragons hate spicy salsa. Before you host your taco party with dragons, get rid of all the spicy salsa. In fact, bury the spicy salsa in the backyard so the dragons can't find it. There he is, getting rid of all that spicy salsa. These dragons love your taco party. They love the music. They love the decorations. They especially love the tacos. Congratulations. So congratulations, he did a wonderful job throwing his taco party. They are loving it. It's a good thing you got rid of all that spicy... Wait a second. What are those little green things in the salsa? You didn't read the fine print? Totally mild salsa. And then in the fine print, the really tiny print at the bottom, it says, now with spicy jalapeno peppers. Oh no. And the dragons were just eating away. Dragons, listen to me. Do not eat those tacos. Those little green specks in the salsa, those are jalapeno peppers. They are super spicy. I know you love tacos, dragons, but you are not going to love those tacos. Do not eat those do not eat those dragons. Do not let those dragons eat the tacos. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Too late, huh? Oh, yep. Too late. What do we have now? Fire-breathing dragons. Look there, him and his dog are hiding. Oh. Look, there's no words on this page. Do we even need words to see what's going on? No, the illustrations tell us all that we need to. What has happened? The house has burnt down. Why would dragons help you rebuild your house? Maybe they're good Samaritans. Maybe they feel bad for wrecking it. Maybe they're just in it for the taco breaks. So while they're rebuilding, they get a taco break. After all, dragons love tacos. The end. But hopefully this time they've gotten the house rebuilt. Hopefully this time it's without the spicy jalapeno peppers. All right, so first things first, okay, what do you think the author's purpose was for this story? Yes, to entertain. That was just a fun, silly story, okay, just to keep our attention, keep us entertained. All right, okay, so that first things first, author's purpose. We know we needed to talk about that, but I also want to talk a little bit about our adjectives really quickly, okay? So hopefully you emailed some examples of some adjectives that you heard in our story, but I do want to go through and talk about some. Maybe these are some of the ones that you emailed. Now we know that, like we said, an adjective is a word that describes a person, place, or thing, okay? So some words that they use to describe the tacos. What was one way they used to describe the tacos? Big, gigantic tacos, that's right. So the words big and gigantic are adjectives, okay? So I put them on jalapeno peppers because they're spicy, right? All right, what was another way? So we had big, gigantic tacos. Then we had little baby tacos. That's right. So the words little baby are words that we are using to describe the tacos, okay? So maybe those were some of the ones that you saw. All right, what else? What else did we have? Okay, if something's really crunchy, okay, we can maybe say that it's very crispy. That's right, okay. It talked in our story about some crispy tortillas. All right, so the word crispy is describing the tortilla. So there's another one. Good, good. Okay. What if your pan is really hot? How would we describe that pan? Sizzling, that's right. And I'm just pulling these. These were ones that were straight from the story, okay? But we had a sizzling pan that they used the word sizzling to describe the pan. And think about how all of these adjectives are really helping us to really visualize our story, and it really helps our story to come to life. The more adjectives that we use and that we read, the more we're able to visualize and really, dive in, and it feels like we're there, right? All right, what type of parties did the dragons really love? Big, gigantic parties. That's right. So again, we have the words big and gigantic using to describe a party. And then we had what other kind? Tiny little parties. That's right. Okay, so tiny and little are words we can use, more adjectives. Okay, and then what kinds of salsa did it talk about in our story? What words do we use to describe the salsa? Okay, maybe smooth salsa. So the word smooth is an adjective. That's right. And remember, every time you hear an adjective, you use right? Okay, and then we have chunky salsa. Chunky, ready? Chunky salsa. The word chunky, again, is describing the salsa. Okay, and then we also had what kind of salsa? Spicy salsa. All right, really hot, just like our spicy adjectives. Okay, so there you have it, friends. Okay, all of these are some examples of adjectives that we read in our story. And I hope that you noticed how it really helped bring our story to life, and it helped us to get a better picture of what was going on in our story. And just like Adam Rubin, the author of this story, used adjectives, you are a writer too. You could be an author of your very own story, and make sure that you include lots of adjectives. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to kind of talk about a couple of comprehension questions because, we kind of discussed what we were going to learn before we read our story, and then during our story, you were supposed to be on the hunt for some adjectives. And now after we read, okay, we need to talk about some comprehension questions because we're at a taco party. I have some tacos here, okay, and there's a little question inside each of these, and we're just going to answer them, okay? All right, so the first one says, what's the key to making friends with a dragon? So what was the one thing it told us we needed in order to make friends with a dragon? You probably guessed it, all right. The key to making friends with a dragon is what? Tacos! That's right. The key to making friends with a dragon is tacos. And these are all of these questions, we could go directly back into our story and find the answer. That's a big job for a second grader to make sure that you're going back in the story and finding your answers whenever you're reading, okay? All right, good. First one down. Okay, let's see what we have next here. All right, it says, what happens to dragons when they eat spicy salsa? What happens to dragons when they eat spicy salsa? What did it say? Yes. Okay, it said a lot of things can happen. It says it makes their ears do what? Their ears smoke. It makes their nose, the sparks start flying out of their nose, and they get what? Oh, tummy troubles. Yes, all of those things happen when a dragon eats the spicy salsa. We don't want that, do we? Okay. All right, next up, just a couple more to go. Y'all are doing great. What toppings does a dragon like on a taco? If you remember, does a dragon like a whole bunch of toppings? No, not a whole bunch. They said to keep it mild, not too many. So what were some of the toppings that a dragon likes? Yes, that's right. Dragons like tomatoes, lettuce, and cheese. Keep it pretty simple. Me, I'm kind of picky. I really only like cheese on my taco. All right, 3 more. Y'all are doing great. Keep up the good work. Here we go. What were the little green things in the salsa? And remember, this was kind of our problem, right? Those little green things in the salsa gave the little boy Robbie some problems. What were those little green things in the salsa? Yes, the little green specks were some super spicy, those are some adjectives, jalapeno peppers. Woo-wee! Okay, super spicy jalapeno peppers. And we could have found that answer directly in our story. And you probably already knew that one too because that was a big moment in our story, right? All right, 2 more. What happened when the dragons ate the spicy salsa? Dun, dun, dun. Something bad happened when the dragons ate that spicy salsa. They were having just a grand time at the party. They weren't even realizing that they were eating the little green jalapeno peppers. But what happened when the little boy was like, wait a minute? Yes, they burned the house down, right? They became fire-breathing dragons. It was so hot. Fire started coming out of their mouth, and they burned the house down. So if you ever decide to host a taco party for dragons, you better make sure you get rid of all that spicy salsa. All right, and our last one for today, friends, says, What is the author's purpose? We kind of already talked about this. I kind of already gave you the answer. But just as a review, what was the author's purpose of our story? Yes, that's right. The author's purpose is to entertain. Bingo. Y'all are so smart. Y'all blow me away. All righty. There we have it. So I hope y'all had so much fun today reading Dragons Love Tacos, learning a little bit more about reading, okay, and some different reading skills. And I also, like I said, kind of threw in a little bit of a writing skill today as well, because you can use adjectives when you're writing stories at home, okay? So, like I said, I hate that this is our last time together. I'm going to miss y'all so much, all right? But make sure that you keep reading all summer long, all right? It's so important for you to keep reading, keep practicing all of those reading skills that we've learned together and that you've learned all year with your teacher, okay? I hope y'all have a great summer, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, friends.